1, 0.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Hello, welcome. Wellness Wednesdays, conversations to raise vibrations. I'm so excited for today's episode. It was divinely guided this morning, I have to say. So, my name is Lisa Kelly, and I am always joined by the beautiful Elvira Hopper. So, hello, welcome to all of you. If you're joining us live, as always, please, hopefully you've given StreamYard permission. Let us know who you are. And let us know what you love about this conversation. We do love to engage with you. And if you're watching this later, please hit hashtag replay. And again, let us know what you love about this conversation. And then we'd love it if you would hop over to our YouTube channel, Conversations to Raise Vibrations, and like, share, and subscribe. Good morning, Tori Joe.
Morning, Tori Joe.
I always get excited when she jumps on. Yes. Hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Aw.
So today, I will tell you, I was telling Elvira, I sent her the text. Boom. What about this? Normally, I said to her when I'm spinning, I'm on my spin class this morning, I am either, listening to my own music or I'm listening to a podcast or something. And this morning, I was divinely guided to listen to an Abraham Hicks 15-minute quick little, just raise my vibrations while I'm spinning. And I know why now. I was divinely guided to this particular one, Birthing Desires, because I literally said to Elvira, I got one phrase out of that 15-minute. I mean, I got a little bit more, but really, if you ask me what stuck out in my head, it's this. We cannot calibrate the solution while we are calibrated to the problem. To me, in that moment, boom, it was like
if you had a mic, you would have dropped it, right?
Because I've heard so often in NLP, we talk about, the same mind cannot create the solution with the mind that created the problem, right? Or whatever that phrase is.
We have to transform. Yeah.
Right. We have to transform. And I've heard that phrase over and over. But the way it was said this morning from Abraham Hicks, it was just like, I don't know why. It was just a boom for me. And I think I needed that in that moment. But then what I was getting while I was continued talking, I was talking to my guides while I was continuing this conversation. What I was getting was the entire planet needs this. This is a message for the whole planet, because what I believe is happening on our planet with a multitude of, take your pick with what's happening in the last few years, take your pick of whatever political agenda. But what I believe is happening is way beyond that. It's raising consciousness on this planet. The universe is trying to raise consciousness on this planet. And what happens when that happens? We need to dismantle things. Things have to be a little chaotic. And we certainly have experienced a lot of chaos in the last few years, right?
Yeah.
And what is happening is we have all these different people, if you follow, Instagram, and on a multitude of topics. I'm not just speaking about one, but a multitude of topics that are trying to solve a problem from the same mind that it was created from.
Yeah.
And it's never going to happen. Yeah. So it just made me kind of take a step back. And I'm speaking about myself in this, of course, as well. And it made me take a step back and go, okay, what am I trying to solve and push at again? I'm the one who's created the problem, right? So it was just kind of an aha for me. Anyway, what are you thinking about that?
I love this because it's all about the work that we do as coaches, right? We help people to have a different mindset so that they can get better results, because the old mindset got those problems. So the new mindset can create, solutions, as I like to say, SOULutions, right? They're coming from your soul, your heart and soul, your truth. And so, so I really love this. I mean, it's just brilliant. And I see people that do the work that, came through me, that saved my life first and foremost. I was patient zero. And, I see it affecting others, where they're able to take back their power. They realize that they're not the disempowered, victims, they might not refer to themselves that way, but someone from the outside would see them that way. Someone that doesn't own their personal power, can show up as a victim. And then all of a sudden they're showing up and they're taking back their power, and they're truly getting that they have radical responsibility, that their thoughts create their world, their actions from their thoughts create their world. And so when they can shift to different thoughts, then they're going to have different results. So a different mind,
Yeah.
is it. So I love what you're saying. So for me, the most impactful place this affected me personally, Lisa, was at the end of my corporate career, when I realized, I was a victim for 2 years with a kick me sign on my back that I didn't see. Everybody else saw it but me. And so when I realized, oh my God, if I'm being bullied in this area of my life and I'm being bullied in this area of my life, who's the common denominator? Me. So I took radical responsibility, and I basically tore off the kick me the kick me sign off my back. And guess what? I stopped getting kicked. But before that, I came to the realization, oh my God, if this is happening in 2 different areas of my life, if I'm being bullied here, if I'm attracting all this crap, my vibration brought this on, my vibration can undo it.
Yeah.
And that's when I got radically responsible. And that's when I was divinely gifted with Love Your Vibe. And that's when everything shifted and my life went from total crap magnet to total miracle magnet. Not to say I'm perfect, but I have some incredible tools that get me out of the crap, as fast as I'm able to, without spiritually bypassing. I need to feel and heal and be real, or be real to feel and heal, however you want to look at it. But it's all about radical responsibility. It's about realizing that the old way was getting me, in shitty results as a victim, being bullied. And then the new way, when I tore that kick me sign off my back and I realized I was responsible, those people stopped kicking me. This dude at work, he takes me out for sushi now. That woman that used to be a cheerleader with me, she thinks I'm great. If I saw her on the street, we'd hug and say hello. Like no ill feelings at all, because I was meant to grow out of that experience. And thank God that they treated me that way. Otherwise, guess where I'd still be working now? Big pharma. And guess what? I'd probably still be a crap magnet, trying to blame everybody else for when things went bad. And I would need these escapes, like food and shopping and, all sorts of bad, checkout behaviors.
You'd still be calibrated to the problem.
Yes, I'd still be calibrated to being a victim and pointing my fingers at others whenever things went wrong. Yes.
And I think that would be all of us if we didn't do our inner work. We'd still be calibrated to the problem.
Yeah.
I was saying to Elvira this morning that I was going to go back and do supply teaching. For those of you that don't know, I was a teacher for 20 years and then resigned to live my purpose, my passion. And while I am building my business, I'm, I need some income on the side. And I thought, okay, well, I can always go back to supply teaching, which in the States, they call it substitute teaching, same thing. And I was just like, oh God, the feeling, it made me sick. I never picked up days. I was just dreading it until I finally said, okay, I just got to take some days. And I started doing this in February, I think. February was when I started taking days. March is when April was when it started to really pick up. And I went into a couple schools. And you know what I discovered? Here's my calibration to the problem shifted because I actually really like it. I didn't love where I was 4 years ago when I left, right? I was in the political scene and it was just it felt very toxic, not where I wanted to be. I couldn't teach my curriculum, mindset, what I want to talk about, my passion. I would talk about it with everybody who would listen and they're like, you need to be on a stage, they say, talking about this. And I'm like, no.
With Joe Dispenza. Sorry.
No. But then what I realized in these past couple of months is I get to pick and choose where I want to go. So I don't do inner city. I've done my time in inner city. 20 years is enough. The principals now I know because I taught with, they're like, yeah, can you come in, do a day here, a day there? So I pick and choose. I walk in, I love the kids, and I walk out. There's no attachment. There's
Yeah.
no responsibility for
Yeah.
me. There's no political, I don't get caught up in the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I do realize is going into staff rooms is quite toxic. So I
Mm.
stay out of those,
Mhm.
especially at one particular school. And I'm in there and it's just toxic, toxic energy. And what I want
Mm.
to say to them is, you're trying to solve a problem from the same mind that created it. Your
Yeah.
mindset is everything. Shift
Yes.
your mindset,
Yes.
shift your
Yes.
perception, right? And you talked about our thoughts create our reality. Of course they do. Our thoughts are creating. We are creators. That's what we are.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
co-creators. We are
Yes.
conscious creators. So you're
Yes.
either consciously creating or you're unconsciously creating.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get to choose. But my point to that is I shifted my
Yeah.
calibration.
Yeah.
I shifted how I looked at that.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I'm actually going to pick up a few more days in June. Like
Nice.
I'm enjoying it. And what I'm discovering is I would never enter kindergarten. Sorry for those that love it. I just was known for it. Uh, and they put me in that class, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to kill you. That was my first thought. And I loved it. The kids were so good.
Yay.
Oh my God, I loved them. Again, what shifted? What changed?
Mm. You.
Situation changed,
Yeah.
right?
Isn't that great?
That I've shifted. My
Yeah.
mind has shifted.
Yeah.
And pretty quickly, I might add. Pretty
Yeah.
quickly, I might
Yeah.
add. I could have stayed in that, low vibrational, God, I can't believe I have to go in. Every day I get to go in, I think,
Mm.
because I get in my car and the first thing I say is, God, I'm so excited to go in today. I
Nice.
get to go in. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And I get to a school and the teachers are like, how are you? I'm like, I'm great. And
They're like, "What drugs are you on?"
it's almost Friday. I get yesterday. That's what I got. It's almost
Yeah.
Friday. And I'm like,
Oh
I
my
used to
God.
live like that.
I
I
used to
used
live
to
like that
live like
too.
that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, it's Monday. It's a great day.
You
It's
must bug the shit out of people, Lisa.
no, it's just like I walk down the hall. How are you? I'm awesome. How are you? I'm a
I
miracle magnet. How are you?
I want what she's having, whatever drug she's
When
on.
I drive to work, I've got my
Yeah.
meditation music on,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a freaking
Oh.
miracle magnet. I'm so
Yes.
excited.
Yes. You are a miracle magnet. Yes.
And then I'm just constantly like I'm going on that rampage of appreciation and the rampage of
Yes.
affirmations that Abraham Hicks talks about.
Yes.
And I do
Yes.
it the whole. I have a beautiful drive because where I live, I'm in where I am, but for those of you, I'm in Burlington and then the Hamilton border. So it's about, depending on what school you're at, 20 to 30-minute drive. I love it because it
Mm.
gives me that time to just continue on with my high vibrational affirmations and it's just I love that time. I can't
Beautiful.
imagine having a
Beautiful.
5-minute drive to work.
Yeah.
People are like,
Yeah.
oh, I have a 5-minute drive. I'm like, no, I like my
Yeah.
half-hour drive.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing inner work while you're driving. You're healing and growing just by listening to this
Yeah,
high vibrational material.
yeah,
It's so beautiful, Lisa.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know what? It's so great. And then this morning, I came out of a really good meditation, and then my husband kind of got up cranky. My daughter got up cranky. And what I'm going to be totally honest and authentic here, I struggle. This is what I'm still struggling with. Not all the time, but more so with my family, believe it or not, which is
Mhm.
not shocking because
Mhm.
I'm sure Tori Joe will chime in and let me know here because we are born into our family. You can't leave your family, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And we chose them. We chose them
exactly.
whether we realize it or not. Yeah.
And I
Those
know
two
this.
little souls, right? Those two little souls. Yeah.
I know this. And my
Yeah.
daughter she is my biggest teacher.
Yeah.
But I still struggle with not reacting to their energy.
Mm.
Not all the time, but this
Yeah.
morning I started to react to it, and I did. I reacted to him, I reacted to her, and I said, "I just want a place on my own away from all of you."
That's
Not
okay.
proud, not proud of the moment.
You're being honest. Yeah, no. There's days where I say, to my husband, I'd love to nail your head to the wall, but once it's out, it's out. And then we feel better and we laugh,
Right.
So yeah.
So, and I really want to be real on these two because it's not,
Yes.
roses and unicorns,
Rainbows and
rainbows.
unicorn farts. Yeah.
Right? That's not, right? Like this morning was a little tricky, and I fell into that. I fell into it. I reacted.
Yeah. You're
yeah.
human.
You know what? I could feel the anger. So I sat outside. I went outside away from the mall with my coffee, took my journal, took my Mother Mary cards, journaled everything I was feeling,
Good.
and felt it because again, this is why I needed this message this morning. I did not want to continue to consciously create from that space.
Yes.
I
Yes.
didn't want to keep my day
That
in
point of creation. That point of creation. Yeah.
And I said, I could feel the anger. I can feel it. I could feel it. I wanted to be present. Okay, where are you? And I was getting mad at the anger, which is your inner child. And I was like, what the fuck do you want?
I love you, Lisa.
God, I'm not proud of myself this morning. You know what? It's okay.
You're human. You're human. And you know what? That's what people like about our show is that we're doing the inner work. We're talking about it so that others can say, okay, these people aren't perfect. They're real. They're on their own journey. And hopefully we help some people to realize that they can get on this path too, if they want to. And, they don't have to be perfect either. And they just get to be real. And
100%.
I love it, Lisa. I love that you.
I had to go with that and follow it and realize what you were saying. Okay, it's not, it's okay, it's me. And I knew that. And I was sitting outside talking, doing all the self saying, okay, you know what? It's actually not them. It's me. So where is it? Yeah. And I was journaling all of this and writing about it. Okay, so what is it that I still need to get from this? The anger's here to teach me. What are you here to teach me? And I just kind of held space for it.
Nice.
And then my husband came out and I was like, oh, I'm still not over this. You can't sit beside me right now.
Sorry.
He wanted to reset. Yeah, he did. And then he starts talking political. I said, I'm going to stop you right there. I'm already on a low vibrational plane. That's going to put me down lower. So don't start.
Sorry, Lisa. I shouldn't be laughing this much, but I can just see.
I'm laughing at it too. And he says, well, I just want to tell, no, stop. I just want to tell you what I just, no, stop.
You need to stop right now.
Okay, I just want to reset. And I said, okay, reset there. I still need to do a little bit here.
Good for you. You're such an assertive person. I love that about you. Anyway,
I know that I didn't want to stay stuck in where I was calibrating from at that moment. I did not want to stay because it was the beginning of the day. I don't want the rest of my day, but I knew it was going to serve a purpose. And I knew that when I was led to listen to that Abraham this morning, it was serving a purpose. And I knew that, and I now know that this is serving a purpose for all of us. So
oh, isn't that great?
Yes.
Oh my God. So, I like to describe it. Sorry, go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
I was just saying, totally divinely guided.
Yes,
today.
Totally. And here's how I see it, Lisa. You and I are light workers. We're luminaries. We're here to raise the vibration of the planet so that we can all live our dreams. We can all live our best life and, live consciously so that we're not, hurting ourselves, hurting others, like we're here to create heaven on earth. Right. And you and I are just two of those people doing it. And, I absolutely love that. Sorry, where was I going with this? I love it. You were saying something about, we are like scientists in a lab and we are testing things out so that we know what works and what doesn't work.
Right.
And we can teach from our wins and our so-called failures, right? So we teach what we experience ourselves because people don't want to know, what you know, they want to know what you do, right? They want to know that you've actually done it. Like if parents just tell their kids, don't smoke and they're sitting there, puffing away, like what's the kid going to learn? Right. So you and I are like we're scientists, we're experimenters and our life is a lab. and we
Yes.
test things out and
Yeah.
we see what works, what doesn't work, and we get to bring it back to our people and say, hey, I did it this way. It didn't work for me, so that maybe they don't have to make the same mistakes, right? This is
Yes.
why we go through the mistakes. So maybe they don't have to struggle as long. They're like, okay, I totally see that pattern. Lisa talked about it or Elvira talked about it. And I'm going to choose this instead. I'm going to choose to honor my husband right now and say, thank you, honey. I cannot hear this right now because I'm taking care of me. Like
Yeah.
whatever comes out of it for them. But you and I, it's like we're on the front lines and we're getting bloodied and bruised in the arena or the lab or however you want to look at it. That's how Brene Brown talks about it. When you're in the arena and you're getting bloodied and bruised, like that is when you have the right to talk about this and others can learn from you, right? Or I use the analogy of the lab because I used to be a scientist in a lab. So, I just test things out. And when clients, say to me like, Elvira, like, wow, thank you for sharing that story because it really helped me to shift. And now I see things differently. And I'm like, hey, that's what I do. I test things out in the lab of life and it either works or it doesn't, but there's never failure. You either win or you learn, right? So that's how I want people to look at their life. So does that resonate?
I love it. I love it. And what's coming to mind, Tori Jo says, life is an experiment, social or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And there's no shame. And Abraham Hicks said this morning too. There is no shame in falling down and getting back up. This is a school of life. Like we're learning here. And she said, would you tell a toddler, get up, grow up? You would never do that.
No.
The universe is never saying that to us as well. We can fall down as many times and the universe will be right there to pick us back up again. It doesn't matter. The only person that judges us is us.
Yeah.
Amen. And quite frankly,
it
has to stop because we're pouring more shame onto ourselves as well. And then again, I'm going to go back to it. We cannot calibrate to a solution. We are going to stay calibrated and stuck in that problem.
Yeah.
Going to solve. And it's never going to unravel it.
Totally.
Unless we get out of it and in awareness and be that observer and look at it and consciously look at it and feel it, right? I mean,
absolutely.
There was something else I was going to say there, but I've lost my train of thought. So
we've done that a little bit. Thank you for sharing that, Lisa. So I feel complete on this topic. Do you feel complete as well? Or is there anything else?
I'm loving,
if it comes up, Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's it. I love
it. That's it. Okay. So I feel like you talked about the universe is always on our side. So I'm feeling called to pick up the Cosmic Journey Oracle cards and pull a card for all of us today. So would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay. So because the universe is always taking care of us, and I'm asking the universe for the perfect card for everyone that watches this today or on replay. That rhymes. So I'm going to shuffle 3 times as I like to do.
While you're shuffling and while you're doing that, I know what I was going to say.
Okay. Yes. I'll put this down. Okay. Go ahead.
Shuffle and just hold the vibration.
No, I'm done. Yeah. Go ahead.
The one thing that I've shared it with a client as well, because Wayne Dyer talks about this story from a Portia. Her name is escaping me. She's since passed away, but she was in a group asked to write down the story of her life. And I'm sure some of you have heard this. And they gave them 5 cue cards to write down the story of their life. And she wrote, I'm going to butcher this, but chapter 1, I walk down a sidewalk. I see a deep hole. I fall into the hole. Okay. It takes forever to get out. I can't get out. I'm struggling. It's not my fault. I finally get out. Chapter 2 of my life. I walk down the sidewalk. I see the same deep hole. I fall in. I still can't get out, and it's still not my fault. Chapter 3, I walk down the same sidewalk. I see the hole. I fall in. I get out quicker this time, and it's my fault. Chapter 4, I walk down the same sidewalk. I see the hole. I walk around the hole. Chapter
That's
5,
so great. Yeah.
I take a different street.
Isn't that great?
It
Yeah,
gives me
all the stuff we learned. Yeah, I got chills too. Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. I love it. I love
Thank
it. I love
you.
it. I could. He had. If you want to ever anybody come listen to it, just type up Wayne Dyer, Portia chapters of the life or whatever. I typed in like a
That's
quick,
beautiful.
and it just is so good to hear him talk about it too.
Yeah.
He's such
Oh,
an
and I
amazing.
love his voice too. So
I
yeah,
me too. Me
highly
too.
recommend. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's
Love that.
beautiful.
Love that. Yeah. Tori Jones.
Yay.
Yeah. All right.
Beautiful. All right, so let's pull a card. So the universe is going to give us the perfect card that we need today. And I'm going to knock 3 times and I'm going to put it on the screen to get your energy and everyone else's energy. And I'm going to pull this card. All right. And the card that I pulled is, love this. This is 30, which is a 3 number. 3 is a magic number for me. It's called Trust and Act Accordingly. I've never pulled this card before. So
Oh,
isn't that
nice.
beautiful? Trust
Yeah.
and act accordingly. So let's see what it says in the book about trust and act accordingly.
Is that a third eye?
Yeah. Well, it looks like an eye with a heart in it. So it's
Yeah.
like an eye
Beautiful.
with love. Okay.
Mhm.
So here's what it says. How would you act if you absolutely knew the universe had even more in store for you than you could ever imagine? What would your next step be now? Whatever we think we want typically comes from our small selves, our
Mm.
ego selves, and that's not always in alignment with our divine destiny unfolding, our higher selves. Think back to when you've made significant leaps. Where did the support come from? Consider what kind of allies, resources, and even synchronistic opportunities have opened up only after you acted.
Mhm.
The universe is always nudging us forward and revealing itself in our crazy ideas and perfect nature. Trust.
Mm.
Isn't
I
that
love
amazing?
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
is a
so here's a coaching question he asks. What would I do right now if I fully trusted that I am supported no matter what?
let go. It's the first thing that came to me.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful?
Let go.
Yeah, I love
I
that.
love
Love that.
it. Thank you
Thank
so
you, Yannick
much.
Silver. Yeah, yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, so I just feel like that first sentence I read reminds me of something Oprah said, one of my favorite mentors of all time, which was, "How would you act if you absolutely knew the universe had even more in store for you than you could ever imagine?" Oprah Winfrey said, "The universe dreamed a much bigger dream than I
Yeah,
could have ever dreamed for myself."
yeah. I love it. I
So
love it.
that's where we can be. We just need to believe, no matter what our story is, no matter what our history is, no matter how badly we were treated, we can create a new future. We
Yeah,
can choose to operate from a different mind that created the problem. And it's not even your fault that your mind created that problem. It's just past programming. It's our parents, it's our teachers, it's other people that have affected you, and now you get to choose who you want to be. So what happened to you isn't your fault, how you were treated to have this kind of a mind, but what you do about it moving forward, it's totally up to you.
it's your
That is your
responsibility.
responsibility.
Yeah, 100%. I say that to clients all the time.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to heal.
Yeah.
Tori Jo says, be grateful. So
Yeah.
that is what she is saying to your
Nice. To the
question.
question, yeah. Being
Yeah.
grateful just brings us more to be grateful for. Oprah talks about that as well. She did a show. I remember she did a show on it, and she talked about this woman who had this little tiny hole in a wall in Manhattan, and she was like just like no space to move around, and then this woman ended up like saying, "I am so grateful for this little space I have," and it was just so beautiful, and basically this woman ended up manifesting all this amazing stuff just because she went to that place of gratitude. And yeah, it was so
And
beautiful.
nothing changes unless you're okay with where you're at.
Yeah.
My mom says this to me all the time. I love my mom. She is so wise. She says it to me all the time.
Nice.
Nothing's going to move until you accept where you're at.
Yeah. Oh, what a
Even
smart
when it's
lady.
hard. That
Yeah.
sometimes that's hard,
Yeah.
when I'm trying it, because I call my mom all the
Yeah.
time for everything, and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying,
For
and
sure.
that's what she says every time. Lisa, nothing is going to move until you accept where you are. Yeah, she's very
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah. No wonder you're so amazing. My
You know
mom
what?
is wise too.
Love
She's
that.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. All
And
right.
we've
Thank you
healed so much. Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
I know. Thank you so much to everyone that's jumped on and watched, and I love it. I love you,
Yeah.
Tori, Joe, and
Oh,
anyone
we
else
love
that's on
you.
here.
We
Thank you
love
so
you.
much. And thank you for doing this and being on this journey with me. I love it.
So grateful. So grateful. So we're not on next Wednesday. So we'll be on the Wednesday after,
Yes.
right?
So
Okay.
yeah, we're taking a pause for 1 week, and then we'll be back the
Yeah.
following week, which is the 15th.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
until then, we
Yay.
will see you then. We love you
Yes.
all.
We love you.
Bye for
Mwah.
now.
Bye.